Hello there, my name is Anthony Barocas with IEVA Communications, and I wanted to give you a quick look at my command center. I've been building this kit for on and off for a couple weeks, and I'm going to use it in a live conference. It is the National Association of Broadcasters Convention. Last year we found out you needed to have your devices wired, or else you were not going to get stable video at all. This year I have a completely wired kit. Also, one of the other things was we used the iPad as the control surface and a camera, and then we also used a second iPhone as the cutaway view for the guest. What we found was when you touched the iPad to, which way am I looking? There we go. When you touched the iPad to change cameras, that made it jiggle a little bit, and so we constantly had this jiggling video. So I have created this kit behind me. Everything's reversed. This kit behind me, and I'm going to take you a quick walk through what we got here. Take out my titles because we're doing it live, and let's switch this around. All right, so here you can see I have the iPad, and if I bring, the brightness is up all the way. If you were to see, I have camera 1, and over here I have camera 2. So I have two camera views. Down here you can see camera 1 and camera 2. One's on preview, one's on program. And they are coming in via wired Ethernet. And then up here is camera 1. So when I touch the screen on the iPad to switch cameras, this does not vibrate. And of course up here I even have a light that is wraparound to illuminate multiple people in front of this one camera. This one camera has one cable coming into it. Over here you have the wide angle on the front. The bracket holding the camera goes through here, and then that comes up to this curved light, which is pretty cool. And then come back down here, you can see the iPad is held in place. Over here we have wireless microphone. This is a dual channel wireless microphone from Saramonic, the one I recommend a lot. The output of this goes into the iRig 2, which then feeds it into mono into the iPad. Plus I can also listen to it with my headphones. That way I'm able to monitor the audio through the iPad the whole way. And then over here on this handy dandy nifty arm coming way over here is camera 2. And so when you look at it from a distance, you can see there's quite a difference in view from this angle looking at both people and this angle just looking at the guest. So this will be zoomed in a little bit, and this even has a wide angle. So we'll be fairly close to this camera, about this length, arm's length, and this will get two people comfortably. And then this view looks over the shoulder at just the guest. And this way we can shoot this two-camera interview with no vibration from the camera. Also, by offsetting the two cameras from the iPad, I can use director mode, record in 1080 as opposed to switching it live in 720p, and the quality is going to be much better. Down here we've got the wireless microphone, and this little case right here actually houses a battery, the networking, all the Ethernet adapters and everything, and then I just have these three black extension cables come out and go to each of the three devices. And in so doing, I have a very, it's pretty darn clean setup for having three different devices powered, Ethernet, networking, audio, and lighting, all on one tripod. Nothing hanging down, easy to pick up and move from one location to the next. This is a Manfrotto arm. I'll have links to this in the description. This is the 9196 AB2. This arm is going through the accessory hole. This is a 3/8 accessory hole in the Manfrotto tripod, and then it extends out here. Each of these is 12 inches, so it's 12 and 12 is 24, and then a little bit more out to this. And then the nice thing is with this head I can actually right here, just do a little extra little pivot and adjustment for somebody's taller, shorter, whatever. I have this flexibility that I could do final adjustments right here, and I don't have to loosen anything on the arm. This obviously is held up by a little magic arm down here with a little clamp right there. And then, like I said, I've got one cable coming in for power and Ethernet and the data all coming in right here. I've got 3 accessory shoes, but I'm not using them. Actually, I've got a 4th one over here that I'm not using, just because it's easier for me not to have additional weight on the iPad and to put all the accessories out here. Like this thing is actually using the belt clip, sticks out a little bit, and I can just hang it right there on the tripod. And this will record both microphones, or if I'm just using one, it'll record one microphone, but it gives me the flexibility of using 1 or 2 microphones as needed wherever I might be, or swap between them if I have any sort of difficulty. So I have that, and then of course I also have a wired option as a backup as well. So all in all, I think this gives me quite a lot of flexibility. I have a nice fluid head here, so it's easy to adjust panning. It's easy to adjust panning when it's loose, to adjust for wherever somebody might be. I can adjust tilt. This has got a little bit of weight on the top here, so I wanted to have a nice friction so I could just subtly move it a little bit up and down if I need to. And this is a camera cage, so this provides really stable weight holding for the light on top, and it doesn't even touch the camera. So this camera is held in place here by another bracket, and this bracket goes around the camera without touching it, so that way I'm able to keep the light fairly centered over top of the camera here without having to have anything hanging on the camera. This camera is rock solid. All of this is, you know, metal, steel, die-cast aluminum, whichever it is, and it works very, very well. This whole thing is rock solid all the way down. This, obviously, just because it's on a little magic arm on the bottom, is going to wobble a little bit, but that's okay, because if I'm touching here and it's wobbling here, that means that pressure is not being transferred to the rest of the tripod, and then this arm is going to stay very, very stable throughout the whole thing. And I've tested this kit already. This battery that's in here is outputting 4 USB outputs. It's powering everything, 1, 2, 3, and the Ethernet hub in there. So it's powering all 4 devices, and it does that for 4 hours. So I should be very good turning it on and off as needed. And this is the mobile kit, mobile command center, and it's still working. If I wave my hand in front of the camera, you can see hello, hello, hello. And then if I try to reach over there, hello, hello, hello. So you can see that this is actually live and running right now. And that is a look at my mobile command center. Now, I'm not going to say this is the command center that everybody needs, because no, not everybody needs this. Not everybody needs it to be on a single tripod. Not everybody needs it to be everything to be powered from a battery. But if you did, this would be one way to go about doing it. I've actually compiled a completely different way to power this thing, so that while I'm on the NAB show floor, it's spring, while I'm on the NAB show floor, if there were some difficulty with this battery or some of the powering solutions that I actually have a V-Lock battery set up that will power everything from 12 volts. So I could just change gears completely if the USB battery just totally tanks out on me, and I'm not going to bring dozens of other batteries. I can jump to a completely alternate powering solution and keep going. You know, if the wireless goes, I've got a wired solution, and I can change that up and keep going. You know, that's part of the solution, is to finding backups and alternate solutions, so that should something fail while you are out there doing something, you can quickly change gears and keep going. So that's part of why this took so long to build and everything. I've gone through a couple different iterations to get to this point, and also as I'm building, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move from this to the next thing, but this thing was actually worked pretty well, and it will serve as a backup to what my next thing is. So with that, my name is Anthony Barocas with AIBA Communications. This has been a quick look at my mobile command center for NAB 2019. Everything running, let's see if I can do this right, and over there, and pan over there. Everything running on a single tripod, wired Ethernet, and rock solid networking, all battery powered, using Switcher Studio. Thanks for watching.